Hello, we're back. And I just think we should start the show with a message from your podcast guest of last season, Elliot Parish.
Just like to thank all of the guys that have voted for me for the Dog of Saints podcast this year. You'll be pleased to know Craig Bryson is absolutely fuming he has not won. So well done, everyone. If we could do the same again next year, that would be wonderful.
Well, it seemed like a bloody lifetime since we've been away. I think it's only been about 3 weeks, but I am back with the deck to my aunt, the pineapple to my ham, controversial. It's Danny Williams.
Oh, very controversial, but I'm delighted to be back, mate. Honestly, it's felt longer than a stretch in strange ways, this. It has been, or Barlini, for those of us north of the border.
Why would you do a stretch in an old supermarket?
Have we still got that wah bun?
No, all the buttons have been replaced and upgraded for the new season. We have got all the same crap features as we did before, but they now all have some fancy jingles.
We have got some fancy jingles coming up here, and we'll have some thanks at the end of the show for that.
Indeed. Have you had a nice summer?
It's been all right, mate. Just found myself watching a lot of football, really.
Yeah, middle of football season at the moment. I was in London. That was good. And controversially, I was the only man to come back from London without COVID.
I'll tell you what, it was a bold strategy. I'm really glad you did, even though admittedly I've had both jabs. But first thing you did after getting off the train was met me for a pint.
And a big hug.
And there was a hug there, yeah. So yeah, I think we were all getting a bit of a, as Louis Van Gaal would say, a twitchy ass about your COVID test.
Indeed, aye. But it turned out it was just a 4-day hangover, which is completely understandable of a man of 37 years old.
I got a bit of listeners out there. I got a text on the Monday just saying, I'm rattling.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling my breeziest, I must admit. I had all the symptoms, sweating. But to be fair, a lot of the symptoms of COVID is the same as a hangover.
Yeah, particularly a bad one. I felt I was the first patient to have super COVID in the days after the cup final, but that was quite something. Did you have a good time though?
It was bloody lovely. We had a great time. I took down a heap of cash with me, and most of the pubs we were in were like cashless, contactless pubs, which is welcome in 2021. It's not for me. I like good old fashioned cash.
Yeah, you can keep track of that. A few of us were meant to be going down. We decided not to a couple of months ago, and then spent the entirety of the sort of 90 minutes of the Scotland-England game just going, yeah, probably should have gone to that. It looks fun.
It was good fun. It was very good fun. But I tell you, it wasn't good fun today, which I didn't tell you about. I went up to the shop to get some beer earlier on, came out, packed the car outside my house, got in the house, fed the dog, and there's a ring at the doorbell, a frantic sounding ring at the doorbell. So opened the door with the younger going, is that your car? And I pointed to where my car should have been, and she pointed down the street to where my car was now.
You forgot to put your handbrake on?
It was on, but not on fully. So apparently there was two burly men watering a garden in the street, and they managed to kind of hold it up, but it did career into a small tree. It missed 6 cars by about a foot, apparently, and it came to rest against a tree, and there is no damage to anything, unbelievably.
That's extraordinary.
And the fact is, the Toyota Aygo, if that hit the tree, I was expecting the car to absolutely crumple into pieces, but Toyota, sturdy motor vehicle.
Obviously some sturdy engineering. So you nearly caused chaos to the people of Octorada while I was playing a nice game of cricket.
A good game today, Dan.
It was a good game. Unfortunately, came out on the losing side.
So anyway, so we're back to here today. Sorry, I've thrown you under a bus here.
You are actually listening to the Dog of St podcast, and we will discuss some football at some point.
So between the end of our last episode, which was the awards episode, and obviously we had Elliot Parish on at the start to thank the listeners for voting him as podcast guest of the year. This season, we have got a short list of players we hope to get on, know we're getting on, and it's going to be a really exciting season with the guests. Varied and interesting and brilliant, all in equal measures.
It's going to be great fun because, our wish list in full, we're going to have a great season for you. It is going to be so much fun. And as you say, varied, very different, but there's everyone a cracker. But hopefully.
Well, fingers crossed. Who knows what they could be like? They could all be more ambassadors. Who knows? I'm sure they're not. Every guest we've had has been brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely superb.
Including today's guest, who we had a chat with.
Today's a good one. That is a very good one. And yeah, I enjoyed it an awful lot. And I hope people find it as interesting as the two of us did, because yeah, it was a serious crack at that interview.
For anybody living under a rock, we've put it all over social media. We're speaking to Sergei Baltacha this week. And I say speaking to, we've spoke to him already. And what a varied and glittered career this guy's had. The top level of world football.
Oh, I mean, he reached the peak. He absolutely reached the peak. And then ended up at Cali. But that's a different matter altogether.
But when you think of an international for 50-odd caps for the USSR, isn't a mean feat, because USSR was a superpower at the time. That's for our younger listeners, a wee history lesson early doors here. That was made up of 15 current countries. So all the best players from Russia, Ukraine, they're the two main ones, but you had Lithuania, Latvia, all these countries, Georgia, all thrown in the mix, and they made up the USSR.
The biggest country the world's ever seen. So if you managed to get into the 11 best footballers in that country, you weren't bad.
You were pretty decent. And he goes into that, and obviously he was in the Euros are on at the moment. He was in a European Cup final. Everybody remembers Van Bassen's goal, one of the best European Cup final goals of all time. He was playing in that game.
Yeah, he was. We opted not to mention that to him because he's probably sick of hearing about it. But we'll get to all that in due course.
Indeed. But let's talk about things closer to home. A couple of departures this season. We've seen young John Robertson leave the club, which is a shame, but I think he'll still have a career.
Oh, yeah. I think he's shown enough to suggest that he'll have a good career. Maybe starting, obviously starting a little lower down, or starting over a little lower down, might not be the way. It's not the death knell for him. He can always come back up, always build his way back up.
I believe he was on trial at Falkirk today under Paul Sheeran. I think he played in a friendly match again with them. So that's probably a good stepping stone for him to get back into the big time.
Oh, that'd be very good. I think that'd be a very, very good move for him.
Also, we've got Craig Conway.
Yeah, obviously, Craig's now retired from football altogether. What a fantastic career the guy had. And really, I know probably towards the end of last season, he wasn't getting the game time that maybe was at the start of the season, or maybe they wanted, but I think he did a stellar job, absolutely stellar job. And I think, obviously, Middleton coming in, we'll get to that in a minute, but obviously Middleton coming in, he was probably sort of pushed Conway out of the forefront of things a little bit, but I think he did a fabulous job, and he's obviously got other pursuits he wants to go after now, and all the very best to him.
Apparently he's a trained barber. Who knew?
Yeah, that was the one. He was the club barber apparently during lockdown.
Fair play to him. That's a noble trade.
It's a good trade. I think he's got a few other sort of interests. I don't think it'll be much of a retirement for him.
No, not with a man with two Scottish Cup winners' medals, a League Cup winners' medal, and caps for Scotland. He's done not too bad for himself, the boy.
I know, and I think he could. I think he's still got something to offer in the game. Whether he goes down that route or goes down the sort of business route, I don't know. But I think he seems the type of guy. He seems a really switched on guy, and I'm sure he'll make a great success of whatever he turns his hand to now.
Well said. And are you just touching on there, Glenn Middleton, back to his parent club? I know.
Don't leave me, Glenn. Please come back. You never know. I think if anything was going to have happened, it would have happened by now.
Not done much, though, have we?
Not done much, no. No, not all, really. But he was brilliant. He was absolutely tremendous back in the last season. So,
do you think he'll be given a chance at Rangers? Hand on heart.
I hope he is. I think maybe for Rangers, obviously, a European competition, because they're bringing back the foreigner rule, or what used to be known as the foreigner rule. It's something else now. But yeah, I think a lot of players, I think they probably want as many sort of homegrown players in the squad. And obviously, Middleton fits that bill for them. So you never know. It could be weird. It could be maybe getting more chances at European level than domestic. But we'll wait and see. I would have loved to have seen him come back. And I think he'd even said he would have liked to have stayed. But hey, look, it's not in his hands. It's not in our hands. In many respects, it's not really in Saints' hands. It's down to Rangers and what they want to do with him. But I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't go back to sort of languishing in the reserves, or
he's better
playing
than
Colt team football, or something like that
in the Highland League.
In the Highland, yeah. I'm not going down that road.
No, but it's all down to maybe his agent. I know a lot of agents kind of get their neb in football, and that brings us on to Guy Melamed.
Yeah, he's like I liked him. I thought he was classy, and I wish we'd had another year out of him. I wish he'd stayed for another year for everyone's benefit. But he had fallen out of favour at the end of the season. Wasn't involved in the cup final. Wasn't involved in either cup final, actually.
I think his head was turned by the promise of English football that his agent seemed to have touted him around every single club.
I mean, when you're seeing the bright lights of the luxury metropolis that is Sunderland,
the smoke monsters.
It's quite easy to have your head
that's
set.
Middlesbrough.
Look, I mean, that's Middlesbrough, that one. I'm surprised he didn't get touted to go there, but he was a really good. I think he looked like he wasn't too happy at the end of the season, which wasn't helping matters. So, but he did a great job for a few months of the season, and yeah, I think it's a shame to see him go. I don't know where he's going to end up. I'm assuming he's not got a club yet, and actually there was some talk that the door was left open for him at St. So, but I don't know. I don't know, and it's a shame we never got to see him in the flesh. I think what I would say about Guy Melamed is, you look at that team. Was he just a luxury and couldn't really afford?
Yeah, well, we've got Callum Henry coming back in. He'll be like a new player.
Callum Henry coming back in. Yeah, and you look at the way I think that Saints team has got to play. Everyone's got to really graft.
He wasn't really a grafter, was he?
He wasn't a grafter, no. And not every footballer needs to be a grafter, but I just don't see how a luxury player fits into that team.
Okay, he'll probably end up just signing for Kilmarnock or St Mirren like every other player.
Well, yeah. I don't know where Kilmarnock are all of a sudden becoming like the haven for every Scottish footballer, but there we go. Tommy's just trying to he's trying to get back out of the division in one hit.
Don't blame him. And again, like as I say, St Mirren as well, and they've taken on board our last player that left the club, which was Scott Tanser.
Yeah. Again, I've said before, I like Scott Tanser. Obviously, he's another one who's just fallen out of favour a little bit. He was sort of getting back in the side. What I would say about him is he seemed to be quite quick to want away literally the second that he lost his place, as opposed to
fighting for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he did fight for it and he would have gone in every day fighting for it. But yeah, I don't know. You don't know I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, do you? But
you don't.
I thought it was after he's trying to get a big, talking about a big move to move to one of the big two and all that.
It's no surprise he's got the same agent as Guy Melamed.
Yeah, exactly. I don't ever think there was a move to one of Celtic or Rangers on at any point. But yeah, agent, innit? But yeah, I don't know. I suppose he's got a Paisley that's sort of near Glasgow.
I think that'll do, but he lives in Fife, does he not? Do.
Sorry?
He lives in Fife.
Does he?
I believe so. But we've at the Dogger Saints podcast deemed him good enough to warrant a small tribute from ourselves. Not to the extent certainly of our European of our Scottish Cup final or our whole season as general. Both of them went down very well. But the Universal was so good. It was a left field song, to be fair, but I had a couple of texts saying, how did you end up on the Universal by Blur? It makes a lot of people think of the British Gas advert, but it works, innit? It was good. It's the string section. Yeah, everyone likes the string section. There you go. As long as you put David Witherspoon at the end crying about his family, then you can't go wrong. Oh, Spoonie. I tell you what, we touched on it though. How good was that award ceremony? We're not ones to toot our own horns. It was good. But that award ceremony episode, yeah, that was a good laugh. That was my favourite. I've listened to it a couple of times actually back. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was excellent. It was a good episode. But do you want to hear our Scott Tanser tribute? I'd love to hear it. We could put it at the very end of the episode, but I think now's a good time. Seems appropriate. Scott Tanser, your
Scott, how delighted are you to sign a 1-year contract with St Johnstone?
I'm over the moon. The deal couldn't have gone any smoother.
What a finish that was.
A fine finish. Beautiful curling finish by Scott Tanser with his weak foot.
Yes!
It's taken a wee second for me to realise that had hit the back of the net, but it's St Johnstone who take the lead here at the Tony Macaroni Arena. Scotty Tanser with a wonderful left-footed curling free kick, giving goalkeeper absolutely no chance.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar, dollar.
Tough decision for you?
No, when the manager called me, he was really positive of what he wanted to achieve at the club, and I was sold by what he had to say. He showed a lot of interest in me, so that made my decision in the end.
Ching, bling, bling, patent pockets. We take the dollar, dollar, can a damn soul stop it?
That's all, folks.
Well, it ticked all the boxes of everything he achieved at St Johnstone, I feel.
Has ticked every single box going. There we go.
Scott Tanser is just banter. That's all it is, my friend. Banter.
All it ever was. I mean, come on, Scott. You sound exactly like me, or I sound exactly like you.
Yeah. Oh, you're both Blackpool, aren't you?
Both Blackpool, yeah.
You would leave Saints for money, wouldn't you? For more money.
No, I'm all about the loyalty, baby.
Yeah. Well, Scott Tanser, good luck at St Mirren, but good luck against Sean Rooney next season. Oh, fuck. He's going to get battered.
Wait until that cross comes in from the back, Scotty boy.
Yeah.
Wait until you have to deal with that.
He will know all about it. But that's the players that are out. So at time of recording, a couple of kind of rumours are circulating now about a couple of our players. I'm surprised it's taken that long, to be honest. But we'll touch on this briefly. Probably next week we'll go into more detail when more of the kind of the facts come out. But I believe Wigan might be interested in Kerr and Stoke might be interested in Ali McCann.
Both shitholes, don't go.
There you go.
I've been to both Wigan and Stoke. I actually ended up once in Wigan, in Reflex in Wigan on a Wednesday night.
Oh dear.
Or because I had to missed the train, or we had a bit of a wait for the next train or whatever. And so decided to go for a pint, and the only place open was Reflex 80. Reflex 80s bar.
We don't like the 80s. I like going to Pot World.
Because that's the 90s sound.
Yes, well, love the 90s.
One of the best nights out I've ever had. Pot World in Birmingham.
Yeah. I like you. What's the 70s one? Is it Flares? Is that what the 70s
Flares, but Flares got replaced by Pot World.
Oh, did it? Is that 70s out, 90s in?
This isn't just this isn't just Tales of Danny Williams' nights out. But we used to go to Flares every Thursday night because you go on Thursday in Blackpool because that was student night, despite the fact we never had a university.
Student night.
So it's just like everyone who's at any of the colleges.
I'm at the University of Life. Bouncing.
Oh, it is a master's course in the University of Life, is Blackpool.
It's like people that put down full-time mummy on Facebook. Sorry.
So we used to go to Flares. That was like the first port of call because it was about $1.50 for a drink.
Love it. What would you call a Naughty's pub?
Naughty's pub? Somewhere I don't want to go, pal.
I've got both feet camped straight into the Pot World camp. If you've never been to Pot World, the nearest one I think is Glasgow. I'd recommend it.
Yeah. In fact, I know what a Naughty's pub's called. Brewdog. And I'm not fucking going.
Aye. Bloody hipsters. So, no new kits from St Johnstone yet, which makes me think that they've panicked, gone back to the drawing board and gone, we must release a teal and magenta away kit.
That is the only rational explanation. Not the fact that this happens every single year. That say it's unveil a kit about 3 weeks into the season.
It's because they've gone back to the drawing board, they've shit the bed and thought, fuck, we need to get this. Spinny, on our last episode, said he is all on board for the teal and magenta campaign.
Who's going to argue with that, man?
Nobody.
The most decorated player in the history of the club. Yeah, you can brush off to sort of bellends that do a podcast. Brush all off. Right, fair enough. David Wotherspoon, he backs it. I assume Elliot Parish backs it. Philip Scott. I don't actually know if El Paz backs it, but I'm going to assume so.
I'm sure. We've got some El Paz news coming up at the end of the podcast. That's good news.
I know what this is, and it's really good.
That could be it.
Alan Preston, I assume he backs it. They're all on board.
Yeah. Get on board, Saints. Give us a hint. Just give us a... I know he's listened because obviously you did the hashtag announce El Paz before he signed. We know you guys listen. We know you stick a little earphone in during your working day to see what the Sam and Dan Express are saying to it. Let us know. Just all you need is a couple of emojis, one green, one purple, and the emoji of the face thinking. That's all we need. That's all we need.
That's all we want. Even just string us along. String us along, baby.
Yeah, and release like a red and white home away kit or something like that. Just a big middle finger.
It's got to be a yellow away kit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's not piss about it. What is it every year?
But the Euros are on at the moment, so we think we're just going to take a wee 5 minutes to discuss kits. We've thought about names for this one-off section, the kit parade. Kit me baby one more time literally just came to me 2 minutes ago based on the 90s pop world thing.
Hashtag free Britney.
That's quite topical, to be fair.
It's topical, and I'm strongly behind it.
Yeah. We've recorded for 22 and a half minutes, and I think we've talked about, maybe for Saints for about 5, we've talked about themed pubs and the consequences of Britney's lifestyle choices in 2008.
We've not really talked about football.
No. But we'll talk about kits, though. I have got 2 outstanding kits that I can think of that are my favourite in the Euros.
You get a good, occasionally it's just a good one that comes along, isn't there? You're like, sweet jumping Jehoshaphat. That is mint.
A Bobby Dazzler.
A Bobby Dazzler. I had this habit. I used to go to Sports Direct, like, before playing five-a-side, just from time to time. This was when I was, like, sort of 18, 19. This was when you could get freaking wild kits for about 10 quid.
Nice. So
I'd frequently do this to just basically rattle the cage of everyone who turned up to fives in England kits. So I had fucking Germany kit turned up in, Argentina kit.
That'd annoy them. Yeah, it'd annoy them.
Yeah. I had Argentina kit, and when I turned up, I was reminded about the Falklands. That was fun. And then I think after Paul Robinson did that fresh air kit, it might have been a little bit later. But I had a Croatia away kit.
Lovely.
That was ream, by the way.
That
was like blue with a red and white check panels like down the sides. Oh, that was ream. I regret it. During my spell as a painter and decorator, all them kits got sort of banjoed, unfortunately.
I've got about 3 t-shirts now. Just one day I'll go, I'll wear this to work today and come back like, bluttered. But kits, Euros, 2 outstanding ones for me. Italy home, brilliant. So that would make a great Saints kit. Change the navy to white. It looked brilliant. Nice paisley print pattern, nice gold touches on it, which I think would be a nice touch. You can't look bad in an Italy top if you're Italian.
No, you absolutely cannot.
You can actually smell how good they are through the telly. I'm convinced.
And I tell you what, it's not just the on-pitch attire. Those suits, I think they're Armani.
Yeah, very much so. Did you see Mancini do an interview with the jacket over the shoulder?
Draped over his shoulder. I mean, the man's in his late 50s, I think. He's going around like some sort of style icon DILF, right? Honest to Christ. I mean, what chance have the rest of us got?
Absolutely none. Look at Pirlo. He could...
Oh.
What a handsome man the guy. The Scotland, I was expecting kilts like Euro 96 when they all rocked up in the kilt. But they went for like a white t-shirt and kind of bomber jacket thing, which looked very smart. Yeah,
it did. It did look like Steve Clark was coming round to do an estimate on, a rewire for you before he'd get one of the lads. He'd be like, won't be me doing the job, son. I'll get one of the lads round.
Sounds like my dad.
Yeah, that is exactly what your dad did with my flat.
There you go, and it took me a year to come round. Yeah. And moving on from Italy, my second top is the Germany away, the blackout kit. I think St Johnstone in a blackout kit would be tremendous. Black badge.
Terrifying.
Oh, it would be... Imagine Sean Rooney in an all blackout kit.
He would look frightening.
It'd be a terrifying thing, but it'd look a nice shiny Saints badge, maybe just a little bit of gold trim or something with it. Oh, what a thing. I've only ever seen Saints have one black kit. I think it was a third kit. And it was the time when they had the big stupid kind of rugby ball Taylor Wimpey sponsor in the middle. And the only player I can ever remember being in this kit was a Cleveland Taylor, which really lets the whole thing down.
Probably best to put that one down to the annals of history. I tell you what, though, you've touched on it, and I'm glad to see it. The collar is sort of making a comeback.
I love
to
a collar.
Football shirts.
Love a collar.
Now, it can go either way. The Portugal shirt's nice with a little collar on it. The Italy one, as we've already discussed, is tremendous. Then you get like the Finland away kit, which looks like a golf polo.
It's horrific. It's just navy with a badge. It genuinely looks like it might as well say FootJoy like on the badge. It looks like something that a golf pro would wear when you go in like to get like on the driving range and he hands you over like a couple of baskets of balls.
Yeah, or when, blokes who play golf get to a certain age and they just start cutting about in golf gear all the time.
I got slagged off for that once. I had a running t-shirt. It's supposed to be a golf polo, but it's really comfy and got a collar. And it looks like I'm genuinely like a middle-aged golfer when I go out running.
Yeah. As long as you like it, pal, you just ignore it. Yeah, and they say you look like a wanker. You just ignore them, mate.
Well, nobody said wanker.
Oh, well, yeah.
Not to my face, anyway.
Not to, yeah. You keep believing that, pal. Anyway.
Germany away, Italy home, crackers. Dan.
They are crackers, and I can't argue with them, but I'm going for a bit of a double whammy here. One of them, you can't beat the classics. And that Denmark kit, that Denmark home kit.
See if it wasn't
White
Hummel.
sleeve. And for some reason it works with Denmark. Probably nostalgia and all that. But Denmark in a Hummel kit. And it's the nice little feature, the little thing on the sort of cuffs, the little bit of red on the cuffs. It's striking. As we speak, I'm sat here in a retro Scotland 96 away top, which was a very funky top.
Very funky.
But I like Sweden's away shirt.
Is that the dark grey with the pinstripes? Or is it black with pinstripes?
Navy blue.
Yes,
navy
very
blue.
much so, yep. That's a beauty.
Navy blue, yellow pinstripes. Nice collar, not an actual collar on it, but a little bit of a V-neck. I think that's tremendous.
Clean, crisp, and delicious looking. I tell you what's a world of shit, though. All these Puma away kits where it just says the name of the country on them.
Shit. Looks like something, what's that brand you get out of JD for like £8?
Lonsdale. Mackenzie. I was going to go for Tap Out.
Tap Out, yeah. Honourable mention, actually. I'm going to give an honourable mention to a shirt of the Euros, and that is Finland's.
The Finland home kit.
The Finland home kit, not the Finland away kit.
Well, as previously discussed, yeah, with basically the flag on it, and it changes from like black to blue. It's lovely.
That is lovely, and it's a crisp. I'm a sucker for a white football shirt.
Yeah,
a crisp white shirt with a little bit of blue on it. Tremendous.
Do you know what could only make it better? But it's teal and magenta.
Yeah.
Spurs third kit this year is teal magenta.
Is it?
Yeah.
They're not getting outdone by Tottenham. They can't even get a manager.
No, they cannot.
They've just asked the entirety of continental Europe, and they're like, "Nah, you're all right, mate."
No, but if they go, I've got teal magenta, that could lure them in.
There you go. We'll be signing We'll be signing Sergio Ramos on a free transfer if we get teal magenta.
I think so. The money's got to be in the coffers. But anyway, that's kits and pieces. That's what we'll call that.
Kits
feature.
And pieces.
But we might delve into the world of football kits and maybe St Johnstone away kits and the like somewhere down the line. That could be a thing.
What colour would we be focusing on though? What away kit would we be focusing on?
Just anyone.
We're not teal magenta.
No, we could just talk about the St Johnstone teal and magenta kit every week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. Right. Anyway, we've skirted around the issue of talking about St Johnstone quite a bit so far. Yeah,
for a St Johnstone podcast, it's been, to be fair, not been playing, have they? So,
that's true.
And they've not been doing anything in the transfer market.
No, but we did.
I think we can be forgiven.
We did a tribute for Scott Tanzer, which I thought was great.
Money, 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 money.
That remember Lewis Capaldi came out to that at Glastonbury. Noel Gallagher slagged him off and went, "Who's Lewis Capaldi?" And he came out to that with "Here comes the money." I think it's actually Shane McMahon from the wrestling. I think that was his theme tune. There we go. Good song.
Yeah. Where are we going with this?
We are going to speak to Sergei Baltacha. How about that?
That sounds a fine place to go.
Let's stick on Sergei and we'll put our feet up. Settle in. This is a cracker.
Sam, hello.
Hello, how are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, Sam, it's excellent. How are you?
Great, I'm very well, thanks. Danny, are you here as well?
Yeah, I'm on. How are you doing?
Danny, hi, Danny.
First things first, how are you feeling after getting your second jag today?
Sam, I think I felt a little bit, like I didn't expect this. I thought this would be same like first one, like after, like maybe one day temperature a little bit and that's it. But like today a little bit rough, But this is okay, it's not really, big problem.
No, you'll be absolutely fine. So thank you for coming on to chat to us today, Sergei. Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It's pleasure. Pleasure. It's when I spoke first time with Anne and Frank, they said me about it. I said, yes, of course, it's after Dynamo Kyiv, you know, you're my favorite club. Yeah, it's how I can't not to speak with guys. You.
Great.
Amazing.
So what are you up to just now then? Are you still at Charlton?
Yes, I'm in Charlton, and my role a little bit changed the last couple of years. I'm technical coach of all academy. First year I had from 12 to 18 years old boys, you know, group. Now from 7 till 18, it's now full academy. It's more work. Yeah, it's totally different, but I'm enjoying. Yeah, because it's like you're working with very young kids, with coaches as well. It's like I can see picture now much, how to say, bigger, you know, because like I used to have like only under 18 boys in the city, you know. Now you can see what is where strengths, where is weaknesses of club, because you're working with every coach and like, you know, all boys from like youngest, you know, 7, 8 years old, you know, till 18, you know, and you know what is like going on in club, you know what I mean? It's a lot of you know, things, yeah.
Well, I went. It's a massive club. I went to a Charlton game 2 years ago, and it's a great setup down there. Is it a good standard of youngster? The young players coming through, are they good?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the, you know, I think like Charlton, it's one of the best club because like, you know, like from like location, you know what I mean? Because we're located in London. In its ways, like it's what is about like big base of supporters, very, how to say, they very Charlton way, you know what I mean?
Yes.
They like, it's like, I did not know before in my life, like people born in like maybe like 1-2 years old, they started to support Charlton because they live it, because that, you know, takes them to Charlton, you know, because in my country it was different, you know what I mean? I know this is it, but they support, you know, Charlton from early age, and it's a lot like if you're doing well, if you like, especially if you like maybe Championship or Premier League, it will be full house. It's full house every day, you know, and people very passionate, and it's like unbelievable, you know, and playing on like first team, playing like over there, you sitting on stand, you can see this is club should be in Premier League, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, like now in first league, like League One only. But I hope it will be improved. Yeah, but from point of view, like competition of like boys who is coming to us, it's like in London is big competition because a lot of clubs, like our neighbors, you know, next to us, it's West Ham, you know.
Yeah.
All this is Fulham. A lot of clubs where it's competition for boys. And if I can, because I like working a long time in Charlton, it's now nearly like part-time and full-time, because my first spell was 8 years, like I worked just part-time, like under 15 manager, you know, because I was teacher, just moved to London. And now last 10 years, I'm working like full-time under 18 manager and technical coach. I'm comparing this, and of course, it's now a little bit of change. I like talking with my colleagues from other clubs, you know, it's like environment in academy change. Like I don't know about like professional club. I speaking with professional, my friends, you know, in abroad or here, you know, it's like it's maybe no change so much, but in academy level, it's a lot of changes, you know. I don't think you can say this is positive, you know what I mean? Changes. No. It's you know, yeah. It's we can talk about this later on, but like in general, like this is club is. Like one of the best from developing, you know, and kids who come in here as well, you know, they have opportunity as well. But this is like, it's now challenging, yeah, because a lot of clubs like, and I know like physically now, I know I was witness of so many, you know, boys who is like training with us because we cannot sign them when they like under 9 years old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have session with us, but like a lot of class, like club offers them money to parents, and they're living. Okay. They're living without compensation, you know, small compensation, you know, because of like name club of Fulham, like Premier League or West Ham or Liverpool or whatever, you know. And this is like affecting clubs like Charlton, you know. Yeah, but this is his life. You cannot do anything, you know. But, you know, like this is what about we need to provide quality. Like when is parents seeing this is quality of development. It does not matter who is, like which club coming over to you, like to parents, to children, they will still stay, with Charlton because they know like we're doing the right things. Like it's most important thing.
That is, it's very much a family club like St Johnstone. Let's touch about them. Have you been keeping an eye on how well they have done this season?
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's like a fantastic like success this season. Really happy to see like St Johnstone fans and players, to lift, all these trophies. It's excellent. Yeah, it's good news. Yeah, good news for Perth, And like especially I like often talking to Anne, Frank, they're happy as well. They're happy as well. And I'm sure you as well, guys, happy about this season. Yeah.
It's been incredible. Absolutely.
It's been good fun, hasn't it?
It's been very good fun. Do you keep in touch with anybody? I know Roddy's still there. Jeff Brown's still obviously around the club. Are these people that you may speak to if you've ever come back up at all?
Yeah, I spoke a couple of times with Jeff this season, maybe like a couple of months ago, I spoke last time. Spoke with Roddy, we exchanged texts, like he asked me to sign some T-shirt for someone. Like we keep in touch,
Yes.
Like keep in contact time, like with John English, we keep in touch because he live in Bulgaria. Yeah, I keep in touch with a couple of boys, definitely. Yeah.
Great. Do you ever get back up to Perth? When was the last time you were home, so to speak?
No, unfortunately, last time was long time ago in Paris because I'm often in Glasgow because Sergei, living in Glasgow and all my grandkids over there as well.
Okay.
And I'm often in Glasgow to visit to Glasgow, but unfortunately in Paris it's you come in for a couple of days because a lot of work,
Uh-huh.
You come in or they come into London, trying to catch up a couple of days, together with family. Yeah, kind of this is it. Yeah, but Scotland is beautiful, it's even beautiful than maybe 20 years ago.
Indeed, it's a nice place to stay. Certainly, we spoke to somebody who was on a couple of weeks ago that played football against your son. He was playing for Oak Bank, I think, at the time, and they won 9-0, and Sergei scored all 9 goals.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, possible.
So
possible, Sam. Yeah,
he did okay. You were obviously at Ipswich Town, well known to be you were the first Soviet player to come to the United Kingdom. Now they played you out of position. You are naturally, as everybody knows, a sweeper. Now, was that why you signed for St Johnstone? Were you promised that was going to be the case?
Yeah, my natural position is how to say natural. I'm till 14 years old. I was center forward.
Yeah.
I was at 14 years old. I was best forward in my country, in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
It's why Kharkov Academy signed me because they saw me in some tournament and they signed me as forward. But when I came in academy, it's one of the best academy in Russia at that time. Coaches like Koltsov Nikolai Mikhail, he's ex-professional, he played for Dynamo Kyiv. His philosophy of academies, everyone playing on different position, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They develop us to play, I played center forward, but I started to play center midfielder and, this is, a core position midfield. But after when I nearly finished academy club, Metalist Kharkov, who is that time was League One club,
mm-hmm.
Second league after Premier League. They signed me, but I started where I started to play center defender. I never played center defender before, but I was very good in the area, and I started to play center defender. But that time I already signed with Dynamo Kyiv, but I could not play for Dynamo. I could not move to Dynamo Kyiv because I still was schoolboy, academy schoolboy, and I needed to finish my season in Kharkov, and after to move to Dynamo Kyiv. But in this situation, I could to play at any position.
Yeah.
It's what is maybe beauty of this system in academy. Kind of this is it. But when I came in Ipswich, I first time find down it's different mentality, mentality and different approach in football. You know what I mean?
Yes.
ways. I came and I not often, but I could to play I was play like Marca as well, like man to man. I very good as well because like for national team I used to play Marca, like center defender, but in position Marca. But for Dynamo Kyiv I play sweeper. It's totally different two roles. You know what I mean? But but it wasn't problem. But this is when as I came in Ipswich, John Duncan, he started using me like first game. I remember like before first game, he said, Sergei, like we have all players fit. I cannot to put you in center defender's role because like everyone fit and like it's no place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we have only like midfielder, right midfielder injury. Like and where is like only position where you can start. I said, yeah, it's no problem. I said, I can play. And I scored goal, that game, first game I scored goal. But this is like different football and everything like totally like opposite way. You know what I mean? Like everything different, tactical different, like trainings different. And I like was not happy from football point of view. You know what I mean? Like like talking about football point because it's vital. And I was not happy about this. Is like especially playing in your position and style how you play as well. We did not play football at all. And John all the time tried to say Sergei, don't pass ball in back four, because it's dangerous. We lose ball and we can lose goal,
Just kick it up the field.
What he said, look, try to kick this ball as far as you can. But I said I cannot. I play football. I came from club where it's like a lot of football we play. Kind of this sense. And, like end of the, John was sacked, like end of my 2 years. And I could to feel I'm not going to, like I'm not happy here, like simple, like from football point of view. And in that time, if you remember, Ian Redford, my good friend, that time, unfortunately, he's not like anymore with us. Because we like been friends with families and, he's that time play in Ipswich as well. And we, like met families, we spent a lot of time together. And like in those my second year, I said, look, I maybe come back to Ukraine because to play, continue to play, And he said, what about maybe some other clubs? I said, okay, well, I spoke with my agent, maybe he's looking for some French, maybe some clubs. He said, what about Scotland? He said, I can't speak with Jeff Brown, he's chairman. I know him very well. And maybe I said, look, I only with one condition. I'm going to play center defender like sweeper or marker. It's only.
Yeah.
Like, because after this is 2 years where I play right back, left back, right midfielder. I said, I know enjoy. I said, I want like to really to play in my position where I want. He said, I don't think it will be a problem, And he, like after a couple of days even, he said, look, Sergei, I spoke with Jeff and he's like looking to meet you, someday in Scotland and talk about this. And like in those 99, like before like end of the season, I went to Scotland, we met Jeff, I met with family and we talked about it. My first question was to Jeff about, look, only one condition I come in to play if I will be play like sweeper. He said, yeah, no problem. Don't worry about this. Yeah, I met Alex. Yeah, I met Alex as well. Alex, like we talk about in general. Yeah, and look, I was happy. And I think it's like, for me, it was like second Dynamo Kyiv team, honestly. Like I was so much enjoy, like especially first 2 years, because like last year it was not maybe like much enjoyable because of like maybe the can talk about later on this. But first 2 years it was fantastic. Boys, very good, all players, who wanted to play football. Alex wanted to play football. I think it's like all structure, supporters extra. And I think it was some like I come back to my young age, like Dynamo Kyiv, where it's like everyone, like full house, good performances, like it was fantastic. It was fantastic. I was very much enjoyed.
You did well. You've left an impact because there was a St Johnstone book came out last year, and you were on it as number 2 as one of the greatest saints of all time, which is incredible.
Yeah, I know Sam. I know. Yeah, I received, and I like received this book. I very much appreciate, like people remember me. Yeah, but this is like I all the time felt about supporters because it's like my second country. You know, Scotland is like my second country. You know, it's the reason why like my daughter, you know, son, they live in like, you know, happy over there, and I feel like I was like little blood, Scottish blood as well. You know, because it's like place when I was in Scotland, like was very much enjoy. Family was enjoy. People who are around in club, supporters, you know, to show us how they much appreciate. And I think it's like very important for me, you know, to remember this, you know, and I would like to someday maybe to say to people, thank you for this, yeah.
No, you've certainly never been forgotten. And I know when I said to people that we were going to be speaking to you, they were very, very, very excited to be hearing from you. Do you remember your first couple of days at the club? Obviously, it was still quite a brand new stadium at the time. You're obviously your first time in Scotland. Do you remember what you were thinking when you arrived? Was the standard okay? What did you make of Perth?
Yeah.
All these things.
No, it's definitely like I'm was impressed of facility firstly because like after Ipswich, like when I came in Ipswich, for me it was like I came from Dynamo Kiev, it's club, you know, it's like 20 years ahead was, you know, from like football point of view, you know, like we have football pitches, like a base where we used to, like because we used to live in 2 days before game, we used to live in sport camp, you know what I mean? Like only us, where like facility, hotel, like restaurant, people look after security, you have 3-4 pitches, you know, swimming pool, all this is facility, like now modern days, like, you know, like a trade center, so like Olympic center, you know what I mean? That time, because that time, like USSR government pay a lot, like invest a lot of money, you know, to have like all professionals club. It's like top level we had, you know, facility, everything, you know what I mean? And when I came to Ipswich, I was a little bit, how to say, like surprised for me where is like English football, you know what I mean, level, you know, it's like on training ground, no football, like no grass pitch, no synthetic pitch, no dome, you know, because we had dome. Like during winter time, we've been away. We never had session during winter time because too cold in Russia, you know, and we like maybe fly Spain to there to spend 3-4 months over there, and we because our season was started in March, yeah, and like we finished season maybe in November. And like months like December, January, February, we spent like abroad to have like in Germany, maybe sometimes in Spain, but usually in warm countries, you know, where it's like summer football. We spend like spend time over there and like with good facility. Whereas like I came in Ipswich, whereas like I was like frustrated. I didn't see kind of this as facility, you know what I mean? And but when I came in. Like St Johnstone, like ground, like we have session or maybe we did not have training facility maybe, but we have like in park, all this is every session we had in park or maybe next to us, like AstroTurf as well, you know, but like believe me, that time was it better, better facility than in Ipswich Football Club, you know, kind of this is it. But I think in general, like was it good atmosphere, like good, you know, like people like made me like warm, you know. I think this was very, very important, you know, and like environment was very good for us. Yeah.
Can I just come in on a little point there?
Yeah, Danny, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. It was just you mentioned about obviously your time at Dynamo, and how exciting was it with sort of football in general in the Soviet Union around that time, because obviously you had a very, very good national team and a lot of Soviet clubs performed very well in European competition, sort of Red Star Belgrade winning the European Cup and yourselves in 1986 winning the Cup Winners' Cup. How exciting was it to be playing sort of in that era, in that period in the Soviet Union?
Yeah, it was a fantastic time, you know, especially, you know, like what I tried to, that time I didn't understand level standard, you know, like everything, like you need to compare first on guys, you know, to know where you are and like what is best things, you know what I mean? Like when I had experience to play in Ipswich, had play some experience in St Johnstone, you know, you after comparing and you thinking, yeah, like, you know, and what I can't say now, like this is era when I play for USSR, for Dynamo Kiev, it was, of course, it's like standard of players, what I play with Dynamo Kiev, they've been best, you know, best. Like I play like with Blokhin, with all this is, you know, Rats, Vasily Rats, because we play World Cup, we, you know, all this is, and the reason why, because like standards so high, because like 250 millions, like USSR, it's like we're forgetting now, like this is country used to have 15 countries, you know, it's like Europe now. And this is competition for national team of like USSR was unbelievable. You know, it's what is like first things I noticed when I came in Ipswich, came in St Johnstone, because like competition, like what is players I play with, you know, or like against every day, it was different level, you know. It's why I was good, because like I knew like every day when I was like I joined academy, Kharkov Academy. It's like I play for Mariupol, you know, in team. Like I said, I play for. When I came in academy in Kharkov, it's like best boys from like 250 million. You know, it's 7 that time Russian government or like USSR government. They opened 7 academies in like USSR, and all this is boys choosing from all country. You know, it's a lot of competition. You know,
yeah.
We had
a lot of people.
Like, we had a lot of selection. You know, it's best boys. When I came, like in academy from Kharkov, you know, I was like voted that year. I was voted best forward in my country in Ukraine. But this is when I came in Kharkov. It's like more 15 country boys. You know, or that time it was Republic. You know. And when I saw this standard of boys, I, oh my God, you know, you started thinking, you know, what you need to do to be in this level. You know what I mean? It's what about, you know, it's what it's about, you know, and like comparing. When I, you know, spent 4 or 5 years in that academy, you know, it's like every day you come in a football pitch and like you need to perform. You need to do your best. You need to, like, it's a lot of hard working, because like it's like everything was over there. It's like it's people who look after you, facility top class, you know, like you're going in school in same place. It's like same place, school, everything. People look after you, restaurant over there, like people who give you educational, you have session over there twice a day, you know, everything. Like you not need to walk even like maybe 200 meters, you know, everything here next to you. You know,
it was your whole
like
life.
You just need to dedication, you know, and motivation. You know what I mean? To work hard, because we had like best coaches as well. And like suddenly I'm like after like couple weeks, like 3-4 weeks, I needed, you know, to settle over there. And I started to improve, you know, and, you know, started growing up, you know, like physically, mentally, you know, and technically as well. And like in those, like I finished this academy 18, like a local team signed me, in Dynamo Kiev chasing me, you know, that time. Like look back, it's like fantastic. But a lot of hard working. It's what it's about, you know. And I very much appreciate. But standard, of course, like what is Danny said, what is standard. And when I joined Dynamo Kiev, it was, you know, best place in the world that time. Troshkin, its national team, it's Dynamo Kiev that they just won. They just, like when I came in Dynamo Kiev in 1976, it was best club in the world. They just they just won bronze medal in Olympic game in 76. Just beat Borussia Dortmund Super Cup. They beat in 76 Bayern Munich in final. They just won like Super Cup, like I said. They beat Bayern Munich with Beckenbauer, you know, all this is best team, you know. Like they beat best team in the world. Yeah. And like what is this is means they're best players in the world as well, you know what I mean? And I'm just joined them, and I couldn't believe, you know. I remember my first day in Dynamo Kiev. I'm finished my academy, you know. They invite me to watch even game like with first team, you know. in stadium. I went over there, to watch it game, and I couldn't believe I sitting in same bus with these players. You know what I mean? And it's like how, but to answer Danny question, it was best players involved, and it helped me. It helped me develop myself. To look at them, to have session every day. It's how every way, similar. And of course, after you play in World Cup, I just joined Dynamo Kyiv. I became under 19 national team member. We won World Cup straight away. After I play for under 21. We won European Championship under 21. I became member of Olympic team Russian. We won bronze medal, and we started to Cup Winners' Cup. It's best achievement in you can achieve in the world. You know what I mean?
Of course it is.
But the reason why not because I was good. I was part of a good team. You know what I mean? Like every player, part of team. Yeah. Like when I came in Ipswich, it's a little bit different. Was of course, but like I said, I came in St Johnstone. I was astounding how good boys, in St Johnstone. When I came, I couldn't believe how boys good to play football, and they wanted to play football. And Alex allow us to play. It's what is important since after Ipswich Football Club. You know what I mean, guys?
I
came and we played football. Yeah, and I was so much enjoy, to every session, every day, to stay to be with boys, and we perform really well. And especially when you play in game and you can see 12,000 people who sitting on home ground, who support you, and happy people. It was fantastic. It was second my Dynamo Kyiv club, where you feel oh my God, it's fantastic,
And you've been lucky enough to play a European final.
Yeah, I was, happy enough and lucky enough. That year, I was not really lucky because I'm before final I received injury, and I could not play maybe early, maybe in first stage of European Championship, in final, because I could not play because I was injured. Only I was ready to play final, and I managed to play final. Maybe I don't know how, maybe 40 minutes kind of this is yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is still it was okay, to play final. Yeah, it's fantastic time. Yeah.
Well, we'll go back to St Johnstone. You said you had a great time here. It didn't end very well, though.
I think maybe 6-7 months before end of my third season, club offered me contract because it's my third year and I had 3 years contract. Yeah. Start of year, club offered me contract, you know what I mean, to sign. And I said, yeah, look, I think I will be signed kind of this is and take it time to maybe next couple, waited to have meeting, you know what I mean, to sign this, And suddenly John McClelland arrived, Alex assistant, and from first meeting with him, I could see will be have problem with him, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because this is guy. Look, I think this is guy stopped Alex, in back and get this job. He came. I don't know. He came in club. I never met him personally before. You know what I mean? Yeah. I knew he played for North Island World Cup 82 in Spain as well, kind of this is. Yeah, but first meeting between us didn't went well at all, and we even had fight, some day.
Okay.
And it's kind of this is what it was, friendship hour, with him. And of course, I when Alex was stuck, and he became manager, I could to see it will be, some problem, what I mean, to stay in this club. And this was happened, And what is annoyed for me is his lie on in the season of third year he had meeting with supporters because I remember a lot of people asking me what situation is my contract. I know this is it, Mm-hmm. And John organized meeting, I think, with supporters. I did not go, and his lie on that meeting. I don't want to sign contract because I want more money.
Yep.
But this is not true. It's not true. I never ask about money. It's he would not me to play for this club. simple as that. And kind of this is it. And it's why I'm left, because like club didn't offer me any more contract, and I left that time for Caledonian Thistle, because they approached me to play with them, to work for them as manager.
Did you stay in Perth and travel to Inverness, or did you move up to Inverness?
Yeah. No, I'm staying in Perth. Like first year I'm travel every day, because I was full time first year. And after first season we done amalgamation, Calais and Caledonian Thistle.
Yep, changed Inverness Caledonian Thistle.
Yeah, Inverness Caledonian Thistle. It's a lot of it was a lot of difficult time in Inverness, because like I didn't realize it's like some family, father and son, like they support different teams. One of them Calais, one of them Thistle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when it started to talk about this join two clubs, a lot of was like people unhappy. You know what I mean, over there. But I from first day said to them, look, it's like you need to see bigger picture. Yeah. You need to see bigger picture, because this is future for club, for supporters, for club as well. Like it's most important, And I support from first day. Yeah.
Kind of like Dundee and Dundee United joining up together.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of rivalries, because they're next to each other. But I think it's for long term. I think this is it's working. And now you can see like it was right movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that time it was a lot of was questioning people who local. It was a lot. But I'm glad we went through this. And kind of this is it. But it's again, it's good club. But still, I could to feel it's that club could to do much better. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Kind of this is it, because it's a lot of because it's not like a lot of controversial was in decisions at that time,
Inverness is a big city, and they should get more fans, and they should be a bigger crowd than what they get. But you could say that about St Johnstone as well recently. But hopefully more fans will turn up now that they've managed to win 2 cups last year. Well, this year I should say, which has been incredible. We'll finish up, Sergei. We know that we're taking up a lot of your time. The big question is, will you be coming back to Perth to unveil your big bronze statue outside of the stadium?
Yeah, I would like to come back to say to people, live, thank you for support, because it's really, I think, like I left half my heart over there in Perth, because I love that place so much. And I think I owe to people to say thank you, to all my supporters. I know I have a lot of friends who's always able, like especially like Anne and Frank, it's my friends still here,
Yeah.
And I talking with them a lot of, and I think it's like, like someday I will be retired, and I want to come back to Scotland, definitely, because my son was there living, my daughter used to live over there, and she thought she is like Scottish, like all the time. Yeah. And I feel for this country, and especially for this place, like something special,
Sorry, I was going to say you'd be very, very welcome back anytime at McDermott Park. All the fans would love to see you.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back.
Oh, thank you guys. Yeah. Like I hope someday I will be come back and maybe to see game and to say to people thank you for everything, because it was excellent time.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming on to chat to us, Sergei. It's very much appreciated. And you take care. We'll hopefully see you at McDermott soon.
Thanks very much, Sam, Danny. Thank you very much, guys, for your time. And hope see you soon again. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Thank you, my friend. Take care.
If you need anything else, maybe, guys. Yeah, if you need in future anything, just to let me know, and we can, to organize anything for you. Like, okay, guys.
What a gentleman. Thank you. Thanks, Sergei. Cheers now. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Take care, Sergei.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Sam. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. What a guy. What a player. What a nice man.
He's a fabulous man. I mean, really, I found myself totally sort of captivated talking to him. He was fantastic. He's so interesting. And just for someone, Sergei Baltacha, to give up his time to talk to us, is just absolutely tremendous. What a fellow.
He sounds a bit like Ivan Drago as well, which is pretty cool.
He does sound a little bit like Ivan Drago. And if we know anything about this podcast, we like the 90s.
We do like the 90s, and we love Sergei Baltacha, and that is the reason, as it stands, he's probably the player with the most ability ever to play for St Johnstone, and I am absolutely delighted that he came on to speak to us. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's move on to... We can't get rid of this feature, can we? Now that the pubs are open again.
We can never get rid of it, Sam.
It's Saint Stories. I'm only joking. It's Giorgio Boy on the Royal. Oh, missed that. I've missed that. So for new listeners, Giorgio Boy on the Royal is a feature where we discuss where you have seen St Johnstone players, obviously not at McDermott, but out and about doing their daily things, or maybe things that seem a little bit uncommon. Who knows? Send them in to us. Let us know where you've seen a St Johnstone player and what they have been doing. Being a European special, we've sat on these for a little bit because they've got a European twang to them, so to speak.
Yes, they have. They have got a continental fervour. And you know what? I don't know about you, Sam, but I've had European football fever and I can't get rid of it.
I've got chills. They're multiplying and I'm losing control.
Because the power.
There it is. I'm thinking, what the fuck is he talking about? No, you've seen Greece and that's good news. Right, now we had this one in a wee while ago and because we get quite a bit and I accidentally skipped over it and he messaged me again to say, are you going to read it out? And I felt really, really bad because I forgot about it. But Neil Ferguson on Twitter messaged in to say he's seen what or whom, Dan?
Whom Neil has seen. Neil's got a hold of us, nice fella, one of our regular listeners, saying he saw and I'm quoting here, a rather pissed up Philippe Murray in the toilets at Cushion in Glasgow. Now, I tell you what, if you're not naming a bar or nightclub, I've never been there. Bar or nightclub, after a little bit of soft furnishing, what's the fucking point in life?
It's Cushion with a K. That's the difference. That's why they make it trendy.
Oh, that's how they make it. You know when we're saying where's a naughties bar? That.
Yeah, that's got to be a naughties bar, eh? I bet they're all playing that Stormzy and stuff. Dave, J Huss. Ugh, not for me.
Oh, just give me a little bit of Russ Abbott and I'm happy. Anyway.
Maybe a bit of Kenny Abbott. No, who am I thinking of? Kenny, who's the guy who sings Happiness? Happiness.
Ken Dodd.
Ken Dodd, that's who I'm thinking of. Jesus H. Christ. I think we were a bit rusty after a couple of weeks off, Dan, I feel.
I know, we fucking lost the plot completely. So yeah, so that was pretty much the story actually. So
he's Portuguese. And he's Portuguese, so that was the link.
He's Portuguese. He's not Cristiano Ronaldo, but there you go.
His dad's a taxi driver in London because one of my mates got him once. He went, "Oh, my son used to play for St Johnstone, Philippe Murray." There you go.
There we go.
I don't really have a punchline in that story. Oh, right. Okay, I do. Hold on. It turned out it was a fake taxi.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
If you know, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't. You show me the website, you creep. Now, our second Giorgio Boy on the Royal sighting is a player from Scotland, but he was seen abroad in Europe. So we're tying that in as a close link. But who was it, Dan?
Now, this was John Ingles.
Good.
John Ingles?
John
Ingles.
Jingles.
In a suit in the Bulgarian capital of Sofia with his wife.
Lovely. In a suit.
In a suit. Now, I believe John lives out there now and conducts his business from there.
Good. Well, that would make more sense than just going on holiday to Bulgaria and being in a suit.
Yeah, I mean, who wears a suit on holiday? Like, honestly, unless you're on a cruise and it's one of them fancy nights and you got to get on the dinner suit. and then, you know, you're having a bit of umpty in a car with some like lower class bloke or some upper class woman, and then it hits an iceberg.
Oh, I don't know where you're going with that, but it was Titanic. I got you.
Yeah, it was Titanic.
I love Titanic. Have you ever been to the Titanic Museum in Belfast?
No.
What would you expect in a Titanic museum?
Bullshit.
Yeah, you're
iceberg
right.
Shit.
Yeah, you expect to see kind of artifacts that were on the boat. No. They're just delighted about how it was built because they're proud of it for whatever fucking bizarre reason.
The unsinkable boat that sunk within about 4 days.
They're shoddy workmanship. They built a museum, and that tells you how many rivets are on the thing.
The thing is, the way you've just described it to me, how many rivets are on it, and like the engineering process behind creating it, that doesn't sound like a fun day out to me. That sounds boring. But people rave about it.
It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. But the highlight was when you go in, there's like a green screen, you get your photo taken. Me and Lynn got our photo taken, so it was like you're on the front of the boat. And when we got the photo off, it realised that we needed to both go on a serious diet. We called ourselves the Titanic 2 and put the photo on the fridge for a long time. Because we looked...
The unsinkable Sam Miller.
Wow, I'll do a lot of floating at the moment.
Now, I just need to ask you something. Do you reckon you and Lynn were the first people to do the Jack and Rose thing at the front of the boat?
I think we might have been.
Do you reckon you were?
I think that. Do you know what would be good? It's like the episode of Father Ted when he sees Richard Wilson decides to go up to him and shout, "I don't believe you," in his face, thinking nobody done it before. I don't believe, and he goes absolutely mental. Yeah, but we did the Jack and Rose thing. But no, it was rubbish. If you've ever gone to Belfast, do not go to the Titanic Museum. Not very good.
And the tourism with Sam Miller.
Yeah, there is the highlight of that is just round the corner there is a kind of Asian cuisine shop called Titanic, spelled Thai.
That's tremendous.
Which is brilliant. I'm not a big fan of Thai food, but I'd go there.
Oh, I love a bit of Thai food.
Nah, no for
Can't
me.
beat it.
Lemongrass and coriander, not for me. Anyways.
Oh, beautiful.
Sorry.
What a flavour combination.
John Ingalls, do you think he'd come on? He'd be an interesting guy to try and get on.
Ah, yeah. If he's cutting about in Sophia with in a suit with his missus, I don't know. No, I actually think he'd be a good person to get on. In fact, Sergei mentioned him, didn't he?
Yeah, Sergei mentioned him. You'll have his number. I don't really want to bother Sergei because he's absolute European football royalty.
I know.
Don't want to be one of these hangers-on kind of guys.
Nah, we can get him somehow. We'll make contact with him somehow.
Anyway, sorry, that was Giorgio Boy on the Royal. I never do the theme tune at the end, usually at the start of the feature, but I think that could be a new thing.
Sam, you know what we didn't do?
Go on.
Tell people how to get involved and give them examples.
New season, new set of rules. We're not doing that anymore. Only joking. You think that was going away? Oh, forget it. We did a lot of planning about the new season. We thought, well, we get rid of the celebration button. No, that couldn't go. That's staying for good. No. So, if you've seen a St Johnstone player, what has he been doing? Let me now pass over to my good friend and colleague Daniel to tell you more.
Sam, I've got to tell you, listeners, I've got to tell you, I've got football fever. I've got international football fever. And I want to get closer to these players. And I want to know how you have seen these players. Doesn't need to be international, just any Saints player. We'll get him in for the new season. But I'm going to focus on a couple of examples of Saints internationals that you might have seen. You might have seen out there. Let me tell you, if you've seen Suriname international and former Saint, Nige Hasselbank refusing help from members of Brighton staff when disposing of a hefty three-piece suite due to misplaced pride. That's the exact kind of thing I want to know. If you've seen that, you let us know. Maybe you've not been down the tip. Maybe you're on holiday in Bolton. Why? I don't know. But you might have seen Finland international and former Saint Mixi Patalainen turning up to work at Bolton Coroner's office to do an investigation into the death of Pele's ability to get it up.
Oh, Phoenix Knights
That's
reference.
What I want to know.
Nice.
And there was many layers to that section.
I didn't even know where to start or end with that one.
But have you seen it? I think it could have happened. I want to know. You get in touch with us. I think Sam wants to know too.
I do.
All the usual social streams. Get there.
There's our first get there of the new season.
Yes.
Wow. Don't know where to go from there between a trip to Phoenix Knights or a 90s Pele's Viagra advert. There was something for everything in that little section there. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I'm sure he got a lot of money for it, but why did he have to let the world know he can't get it up?
Do what he wants. He's Pele, though, isn't he?
Just makes up goals. Scores a couple in the back garden past his grandkids and adds them to the telly.
How many did he say he scored?
Oh, about freaking 10,000 or something. Man's a fraud.
Do you know what? It's not a fraud. Us.
Oh, what?
Because we are now big time, my friend. It's time for my favourite feature, your favourite feature, and most other people's because it doesn't involve us talking about football. It's what was originally known as Shit Merch, but was rebranded the Club Shop of Shame, and we have only got this.
What's the shop? Club Shop of Shame. What's the shop? Club Shop of Shame. Say what's the shop? Club Shop of Shame. What's the shop? Shame.
Yeah! Jingles, baby.
I absolutely love that.
Shame. Right at the end. It was
tremendous.
Lovely stuff. Thanks to Jason Blythe, aka Brogan the Beagle, aka one half of Skyfoss, for that snippet of jingle gold for us.
There's no limit to that man's talents. Absolutely. The boy's a genius. I'm telling you.
He messaged me saying if he could help at all with any jingles. I messaged him at 6 p.m. if he could do one for the Club Shop of Shame. And I had that in my inbox by about 25 to 7.
Like shelling peas for the boy.
Honest God, bread and butter for that boy all day long.
Absolute bread and butter. But we're so grateful to him. That was tremendous.
What a guy. So thanks again, Jason, for that. And it is a Club Shop of Shame. So for new listeners, if you've ever come across a crap bit of football merchandise, which we have had lots flowing in over the close season, let us know. Let us know what crap stuff that clubs out there are hawking. Their wares. We've had such thing as the giant West Ham foam hand. We've had a Liverpool carriage clock. We've had a Chinese New Year Man United top. We've had lots.
And, Sam, I've been meaning to bring this one up. This is like almost a follow-up. But we did concentrate, for those that have been listening to us for a while, we did concentrate a lot on Coventry City for a while.
We did.
Now, I could have got this into one of the last couple of episodes, but didn't, mainly because I forgot. But... yeah, I was watching the World Snooker Final. There's always a guy there in a Coventry top. Always. Like front row. He used to hang about with a guy in a Dundee United top, but they might have fell out. I've not seen him there for a couple of years.
Unlikely bedfellows, as they say.
Yeah, but they're there all week. They're there all week in a different Coventry top. Came watching the final. Coventry bloke in the crowd decided to get into spirit. He had a Coventry blazer on.
Wow. Tell me more.
It was a blue and white striped blazer.
Wow, it wasn't like a navy blazer with a Coventry badge in it?
No, blue and white striped blazer. And he had a Coventry top on underneath it.
What, was it the same guy?
Crime against fashion.
But well done, Coventry. You keep producing your... Go to the Coventry website, anybody. If you find some crap merch, let us know. But anyway, it's a European special. A very loose term, but we are concentrating this week, which probably our most emailed and messaged, tagged item ever, do you think?
I think this was.
So West Ham, just before the Euro started, released a club and country range, they called it. And we were tagged in it on Twitter instantly. My phone went daft and I went, yep, this is the one. It is a glory hole of goodness. Oh, that's probably not the right term, to be fair.
No, it's really not, but I'm gonna let that slide because I just want to tear right into this.
Over to you, Daniel.
I mean, just absolutely incredible. The fact that West Ham have done a club and country range, of course, with the Brexit FC have done a pissing England range, and it's just exactly like you would imagine it to be. And who is front and centre of all of the pissing promotional materials? Because of course he is. Mark Noble.
No, of course. Oh, bloody course. Mr. West Ham.
Mr. West Ham. And, you know, Mr. England with his 0 caps for England. I'm trying to look who else is in there. Declan Rice, he flits between being Irish and English, depending on on how he feels.
Or Chinese, based on his last name.
Move on. Anyway, look, I think having Cresswell's in there, I seem to remember him getting a cap at some point. And then some other joker I don't even know.
So what is the club and country range?
Right, the club and country range is West Ham leisure wear. So...
the word leisure wear just fucking
leisure wear. Yeah.
It's wear for leisure.
It's wear for leisure. There's Sam, it's all going off. There's like your zip up jacket, you know, your tracky tops.
Track top, yeah.
Yeah, zip up tracky tops. Oh, there's them. There's like golf shirts there, because of course there is.
What makes them club and country? What's the is it a big Union Jack?
No, they have sort of stopped short of that. What you've got is so like, you know, a little football crest you can get. And that's just a, with the flag of St George in there, and the two hammers going across, and then whatever they are on there on the West Ham badge.
Flag of St George with 2 hammers on it, basically, is what they've gone
basically.
With. So all the same crap, just with a different badge on it.
Pretty much, and obviously the colours are claret and blue. Yeah, I mean this is just really it's extraordinary, to be honest with you. I'm struggling to get my head around. And to be fair to West Ham, I think they know the fan base and I think they know the target audience.
There'll be a couple of forearm West Ham tattoo wearers, you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you go into any pub in that part of London, it'll be all the rage. It'll be all the rage. But Mark Noble, you hear people say about him not getting international caps and all that. And you can probably tell that he maybe feels a bit gutted that he never got any international. Well, not at a senior level anyway. Got international recognition. I'm reading Mark Noble's Wikipedia as we speak. But
actually says Mr. West Ham on that, I'm pretty sure.
Probably. Anyway, but this Mark, this isn't a substitute. Wearing something that looks like it's come from Camden Market. Not even the good bit of Camden Market.
I was in Camden last week for the Scotland game. A couple of nice pubs. World's End I was in pub. It was kind of like more of a moshery boozer, but it was all right.
They do a nice beer, Camden Brewery.
Yeah. I'm
just trying to duck into this because obviously we've got the litmus test. Oh my days.
Yes.
Sam.
Go on.
Sam, I found something else.
Go on.
I found something else. On the West Ham website,
yep,
there is a England 1990 mashup shirt, right? The 3 kits mashed into one.
3 kits?
Yeah.
How'd you mash 3 kits into one?
Sam, I'm going to show you.
Go on. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That looks like the Team GB, like, Olympic football team kit. Oh, there it is. 1990 mashup. 50 quid. And
50 quid. It's sold out in every size apart from large and extra large.
You'd think they'd be the 2 most popular sizes, mind you. 2XL and 3XL sold out. That's no surprise of the West Ham 1990 England mashup monstrosity.
They'll all be in there. They'll all be in whatever boozers near there with a finger with the Essex triple ripples on the back of the head.
Is that the name of that? Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I don't think we're done with the West Ham and the club shop of shame. I think we'll see plenty more of them.
Oh, we will.
The club and country collection. Disappointing.
Steaming load of shite.
Do you know what the tops remind me of? If you go into like Sports Direct, they've had a couple of plugs this episode. You go into Sports Direct and you see like the Scotland Euro tops, and it's just like the badge is just basically the saltire and it says Scotland above it.
Yeah,
that's kind of what that's the England variant thrown on top of a maroon t-shirt.
Yeah, I get that. I can dig that. Also, they've got a poll. I've just noticed. I don't even know who this joker is who's modelling it, but they've got a polo and shorts combo that just looks exactly like my old school PE uniform.
It's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty naff.
Mind you, a 1996 England Stuart Pearce signed top I thought it was 75 quid. My mistake. It was £750.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive. Anyway, we digress. That's West Ham there. We've gone down a rabbit hole of West Ham crap, but the club and country collection, absolute piss flaps.
Piss flaps?
Rubbish then. But if you've spotted anything rubbish in a club shop, could be anything. There's only one man that can tell you how to let us know. Here he is.
Now, Sam, you know me. I'm into my cooking. I see all these top chefs. I see them all. Ramsey, Oliver, Harriet.
Give me a go, Rob.
Give me a go, Rob. Anyway, I see them all, Sam. I see them all on telly. I see them all on the internet. And I'm looking at the cookware. Now I'm thinking, that's a disproportionate amount of cookware. They got everything. Pans, spoons.
Is that your level of cookware? You're in a cooking and you've got a pan and a spoon.
Food processors.
How about ramekins?
Little ramekins. You can't beat them. They're very useful to have. I saw Jamie Oliver bashing some stuff up in a pestle and mortar the other day. And this has got me thinking. I'm thinking high-end pestle and mortar. So I wanted to cook. But I think people would want their favourite football club put on this.
I think so.
And when I think of quality, when I think of je ne sais quoi, elegance, you might say, I think of the town of Greenock in the Clyde.
Who does?
Monaco, Paris, Greenock. That's what I'm thinking. So I think we need what's it? I think of Greenock's finest. I think of Greenock Morton. Right? I think Greenock Morton. I think pestle and mortar. Boom! Get there! Pestle and Morton.
Yeah, hey! Nice. Why they've not done a range of pestle and mortar based pestle and mortars is absolutely beyond me. Love it. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Let's talk about St Johnstone, shall we? That being the Dogger St Johnstone podcast.
The Dogger St Johnstone podcast.
The Dogger Saints podcast. Or Dogger Saints, the Unofficial St Johnstone podcast. Many
podcast.
names, all the same. We talk garbage.
Yeah. That's pretty much the crux of it. Yeah, so we've obviously... It won't be long now, really, will it?
Nope, they've got...
A month.
The fixture list come out. We'll talk about that at a later time, but we do know who we might possibly get in the Europa League third round qualifier. And to be fair, it's a bit of a tasty tie, regardless of who we get. Could be Galatasaray, could be PSV Eindhoven, could be Sparta Prague, could be Rapid Vienna. Would have made a great away trip. We know we can't go there, unfortunately, but the home tie will be great.
Oh, that is going to be buzzing. That is going to be tremendous. Are we at home first?
Yes. No, away first.
And you know what? With the announcement, could just about, I know it's all, we can't take anything for granted, but as things stand, we could have a full house for that.
We could. That'd be lovely.
Well, when we actually get a full house, you don't know. But we would have the option.
Would you? I wouldn't doubt us against any of these teams, though.
No, second favourites against every single one of them. But what does that matter?
Absolutely not a jot. Not a jot. Go in there, keep it tight in the away leg, and then in the home leg, go for it.
St Johnstone, mate, they'll do something.
We don't. And what an episode that'll be. Can you just imagine it now. Galatasaray, we've just put them out. I hit this button, and everyone has a bloody good time.
I know. And I just keep dropping in hashtag welcome to hell.
Welcome to Perth. Have a lovely good time. I'm making a sign up. Have a jolly good time. Welcome to hell. And I'm going to have hell scored out and written Perth. Have a lovely time.
Have a lovely time. It's a nice place.
Welcome.
If you've hired a car, drive out to Stewart's Tower, get an ice cream.
Oh, I like Stewart Tower.
Oh, it's nice, isn't it? Or any of the fine ice cream purveyors in Perth.
Many. Go out to Murray's.
Just go to Murray's. Yeah.
Get yourself a delicious pie, or go to the Horn. Good bacon roll. On the way.
I've still never been, you know.
But we're guaranteed 4 European games. 2 home games we are guaranteed.
Yeah, look, we're going to have great fun. It's going to be tremendous. I mean, I'm not really sure who you'd want or whatever, but it's just anyone. Anyone will do.
If out of that 4, I would like Galatasaray. Just for...
I think they're the biggest name.
Yeah, PSV,
that's with the greatest respect to the other 3 teams. I think Galatasaray had the biggest name in there.
Well, I was looking through the PSV squad. The big Denzel Dumfries plays for them.
He's a player, him like.
He is a good player, big Denzel.
He's out now, though.
He is. They're out. Gone. But Galatasaray would be the name you'd kind of want to get if you didn't care about trying to get through.
Yeah. But again, as I say, second favourites in every one of them. Who cares? See how it goes. Have a pop. And big Denzel Dumfries, he won't know what's happening when the Roomster starts charging down at him.
Oh, not a clue. Welcome to Rooney.
Hashtag free Britney.
Hashtag big dick energy. Do you think Rooney will get the 32 next season? Get the kits made, get it done.
Get it going. We'll have a damn fine time.
Oh, and I've had a bloody damn fine time in this podcast.
I've had a great time, Sam. It's good to be back, pal.
Again, there's not a lot to talk about St Johnstone wise, but Sergei Baltacha, nicest man.
Fabulous. Fabulous guy.
Scott Tanzer, it'd be sad to see you go.
Money, 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 money. No, I can't do that again.
Here comes the money. But we've got some news.
I like news, Sam.
At this point of going to air, the players would have returned from their pre-season break. They go back into training today, would be the 28th. And had a small chat with Elliot Parish about this coffee club. And we're sending them some mugs for their coffee club. That's a nice thing to do.
I think it's a nice thing to do.
So we'll unveil through the week our new range of mugs. We've got ones of the original design with the blue interior, and we've got some very super special Elliot Parish Coffee Club mugs.
Yeah, this came from, we sort of had this idea. Yeah, this is cracking. You're going to love it.
That gave nothing away, Dan. You big tease.
I know, yeah, I'm not giving anything away. No, they can. Patience is a virtue, Sam.
Indeed it is. We've also got some competition merchandise that money can't buy and will be given away through the season as well. So plenty to keep your ears open for. Is that a saying? Your ears peeled?
Ears peeled, yeah.
Keep your ears peeled. And we've also had a feature lined up, and notes taken. We've not had enough time to even get it in. That's how jam-packed our new season is going to be.
That's it, Sam. So we've just got to keep going. We've got to keep going. No more breaks.
Can I play
more breaks.
Can I play the jingle for it though?
Yeah.
Good, eh? Everyone likes the man.
It's a banger of a song.
It's a very good song. I remember when you came up with the idea of the title, and I thought, I could use a song, and you thought, yep, that's what I was thinking as well.
We were both on the same wave. We were both on. This is it. This is it, listeners. Synergy.
We're like the York and Cole of podcasting.
Ah, that's a lovely reference.
So that's it, Dan. But before we go, we'll need to say thanks to Anne Smith from Broxen website. She actually got us in touch with Sergei Baltacha. I think you actually referenced her and Frank a few times during that. They still remain close friends, so really appreciate her getting in touch with him. So thanks, Anne. Thanks to Jason Blythe for setting up our new Club Shop of Shame theme tune.
Yeah, I just want to echo my thanks to Anne and Jason. Been such a wonderful help to us, and it's brilliant because they're not the only people that come to us and offer help with stuff, and it's brilliant. It's tremendous. I'm so glad people are taking to this and want to lend a hand. Exactly. And if you do have terrible merch, send it in to us. If you've seen a Saints player anywhere, send it in, because if you don't, we've got nothing to talk about. So it really does help us out. You will literally just be stuck with... There was a bit we had to delete where we talked about bacon rolls for a good 5 minutes. And the conclusion was the horn was pretty good. Yeah, the horn was pretty good. Yeah, so you'd be stuck with bacon rolls chat and me going, get there! Non-stop for 90 minutes. And we certainly don't want that. But thanks again for listening. We will be back next week, as we will be throughout the season. We're in season 2 or episode 21. What are we calling this? What are we in? Never really thought about it, eh? Just continue it on. We'll just just keep it going. Then we can keep track when we get to milestones. Oh, 25th anniversary. 25th anniversary. Coming up very soon. It'll probably be before the season even starts. We'll be really struggling for content by then. Oh, we'll be on our arse. It's good to be back, baby. It is. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Cheers now. Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.